The golden age of opera recordings may be over, as the big labels have pulled out. Opera Rara continues to release many of today's most important opera and operetta titles. In Jacques Offenbach's La Princesse de Trébizonde, ex-E&O conductor Paul Daniel and the London Philharmonic Orchestra ultimately discover their humorous side, with Virginie Verret as Prince Raphael, Anne-Catherine Gillet and Antoinette Denfeld. Strict attention is paid to idiomatic expression. The Canadian tenor Josh Lovell is a discovery in a class of his own. All in all, a great moment of the Offenbach Jade. Please welcome on stage Henry Little, the chief executive of the label Opera Rara, and conductor Paul Daniel.
Wow. Thank you so much to the jury. Opera Rara's relationship with Jacques Offenbach stretches back over 50 years. La Princesse de Trébizonde is the latest of several rediscoveries we have made of his music, and we are thrilled for our world premiere recording to receive this very prestigious award. My thanks go to our marvellous community of singers, recording engineers, producers, coaches, administrators, our friends and partners at the London Philharmonic Orchestra, all of whom have made our Trébizonde come alive. Thank you to Frank Harders at Boozy and Hawkes for his unwavering support of this project, and thank you too to Jean Christophe Keck, editor of the Offenbach Edition Keck, whose tireless and dedicated championship of this most appealing composer has helped to bring pieces like our Trébizonde back for 21st century audiences to enjoy. My most sincere thanks must go to our donors, especially our guardians. Their loyalty and generosity is what makes recordings like this possible, and we are very grateful to them for their support. And last, but most definitely not least, thank you to Paul Daniel, the conductor of our recording, for your outstanding artistic leadership. Paul, I'm so glad you can be with me tonight. Please.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you all. Thank you to the jury for choosing us. La Princesse de Trébizonde. Actually, there are more than one princess, as you will discover as you will when you buy the CD box. It's no use downloading it on those channels. You need the box because the book tells you everything. There are two. Offenbach was feverishly at work in 1869. He actually wrote one version, the first version, for Baden-Baden in the summer, and then he knew he wanted to bring it to Paris. But with three other operas ready to present in Paris in the autumn, he decided he was going to rip it all up and start again. So actually, with Jean Christophe Keck, he found in the back of a wardrobe somewhere all of the original material from Baden-Baden. And of course, Henry said, look, we haven't got time to record all that. We can't possibly do that. We'll just do the main. I said, no. We're going to do all of it. I want to get at least more than half of the original bits and pieces from Baden-Baden, because they're fascinating and completely different. And he said, no, you can't, there's no time. I said, we're going to do it. Of course, this is where you need a company like Opera Rara, because, of course, they said yes, eventually. And a wonderful cast and an orchestra which could modify itself from two completely different orchestrations and produced with the same élan and the same amazing energy and subtlety, those two things. The problem is Offenbach. Offenbach is full of irony, sarcasm, clever, under-the-table wit that doesn't come out on the surface. It's funny music. It's incredibly witty on the surface, but to find those undercurrents, very difficult. You can do it on stage, because you can play it visually, putting all that into a recording is very difficult. I desperately wanted to try to find all of the layers that we could find and put all of those things. Every love song, every aria, which is about romance and love, is undercut with jeopardy and a little bit of a threat. That's Offenbach. You know, there are at least 3 layers to find. We worked, and this is where you need Opera Rara, because they gave me, I said, I need at least a week before we get anywhere near the orchestra. We need more than a week with the singers and a piano to develop the cast, to develop the relationships, to develop all of these things, to dig deep into the characterization of the whole piece. And Opera Rara said, okay. So there we are. I hope that we managed to create what it felt like to be in the theatre on the first night, rather than in a recording studio with a bank of microphones, which is a disastrous place to record opera, if you like. But I hope we got a little bit of that theatre into the recording. And I think from the way it's been acclaimed and chosen by many critics, but especially tonight, I'm very, very pleased that it's clearly, we were quite successful. If anybody rings you from Opera Rara and asks you to take part in a project, say yes, drop everything else. They are the most wonderful recording company. Thank you very much.